Right now at noon, an investigation is underway in Milwaukee after a police officer shot a person on the UW-Milwaukee's campus. And why funding for a project scheduled to happen in 2020 at Truex Field could be impacted. Plus, the Midwest could be seeing another round of flooding as rivers continue to rise to historic levels.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning into News 3 Now on this Tuesday afternoon. We'll get to those stories in just a bit. But first, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast on this last full day of winter.
That's right. It is the last full day of winter. We've got plenty of sunshine along with temperatures that are going to be feeling very spring-like for us here across south central Wisconsin. It's a beautiful look outside on this Tuesday. The temperature right now, 43 degrees. This is only 1 degree away from where our high temperature was yesterday. 46 down in Janesville, Kenosha at 47, Boscobel also at 47 degrees right now. Really, everyone is in the 40s and approaching the mid 40s at this time. Yesterday's high temperature, again, 44 degrees for us, and we have winds that are coming strong out of the south and southwest. This is what's helping to usher in those warmer temperatures. In fact, check out where we were compared, or where we are now compared to where we were yesterday. 7 degrees warmer in Madison. The Dells 8 degrees warmer than they were at this time yesterday. Watertown 9 degrees warmer than just 24 hours ago. We are watching a little bit of cloud cover back towards the south and west throughout parts of Iowa. Some other cloud cover streaming in across parts of northern Minnesota, but we should stay in between the two systems, so that's going to keep our skies sunny. Temperature should top out right around 50 degrees this afternoon, and we are now, again, less than 24 hours away from officially ringing in that springtime season. Of course, I'll tell you when we will ring in that springtime season and what officially declares it as spring coming up in Maine weather, Mark.
Sayonara to this winter, I'll tell you.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. An investigation is underway at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee campus after a police officer shot a person. The university tweeted it was a campus officer that shot the person outside the Fine Arts building this morning. The Milwaukee Fire Department says 3 people were taken to the hospital. 1 person was the shooting victim and 2 others had minor injuries. No students nor employees were hurt or involved in the incident. Students are currently on spring break. Officials are releasing the name of the man killed in a crash in Green Lake County. Deputies say 27-year-old Scott Cooper of Michigan was killed in a near head-on crash near the town of Brooklyn that involved a pickup truck and a garbage truck. Officials said Cooper was driving a pickup truck on County Highway A Monday morning when he crossed the center line and into the path of the oncoming southbound garbage truck. The passenger in the pickup truck was not seriously injured. The driver of the garbage truck, a 44-year-old man, was uninjured. The Pentagon has sent Congress a list of projects that could be impacted by President Trump's decision to declare a national emergency and repurpose military construction funds to pay for his sought-after border wall with Mexico. The list, which includes a pool of projects valued at $12.9 billion that are unobligated. That means the construction contracts have yet to be awarded. Madison's Truex Field is on that list with $8 million allocated to construct a small arms range in March of 2020. The Pentagon is seeking $7.2 billion in emergency construction funds in order to backfill any funds repurposed for the wall. The U.S. State Department has a travel warning in place for some of the most popular spring break destinations. That travel advisory in place for many areas, including parts of the Bahamas, Jamaica, and all of Mexico. The State Department put these in place after an increase in criminal activity there, and most recently, the ferry bombing in Mexico. Another threat is alcohol tainted with methanol, where even the smallest amount can lead to blackouts. Now, before you freak out and change your plans, officials say it's important to do your research first.
The issues may be localized, especially if you're talking about a larger country, and it's more of a regional, localized issue in one particular city or one particular province that may not be affecting the destination you're heading to at all.
AAA says that's why they encourage travelers to work with advisors or agents and purchase travel insurance. That way you're covered and have direction from an expert on what you should do in case of an emergency. We put a link up on channel3000.com where you can look up your specific destination. UN officials say a storm ravaging southern Africa could end up being the worst weather-related disaster ever to hit the southern hemisphere. 5 days after Cyclone Idai slammed into the South African country of Mozambique, emergency crews are still struggling to reach victims. Rapidly rising floodwaters, 20 feet deep in some places, is making for dangerous rescues. The cyclone damaged or destroyed 90% of Mozambique's port city of Beira before dumping huge amounts of rain on Zimbabwe and Malawi. Aid agencies say the humanitarian emergency is getting bigger by the hour.
400,000 people at least have been displaced or made homeless.
Zimbabwe's president expects more than 1,000 people will lose their lives. The Midwest is breaching for a new round of flooding as rivers in 40 locations rise to historic levels. DeMarco Morgan has the latest.
The views from the sky over the flooded Midwest reveal miles and miles of devastation. We took a plane to Fremont, a town of 26,000 that is nearly isolated by the water. Volunteers with planes are helping fly in supplies.
Fremont's landlocked, and they're running out of food, so I was just more than happy to help.
While on the ground, a convoy led by the Nebraska National Guard delivered aid along restricted routes.
I think it's good to see the community come together, bringing supplies in from Omaha and other towns. Everyone's helping out.
Since Sunday, more than 4,400 people have been evacuated from their homes in at least 4 states, and rising rivers have breached nearly 200 miles of levees.
55 years, I've never seen anything like this.
The devastation could not come at a worse time for farmers. Chapter 12 bankruptcies were up nearly 20% last year among Midwest farms, and it's estimated more than $400 million worth of livestock could be impacted by the flooding.
We just had a short time to get essentials and dogs and us out the door, but the important stuff we got and the rest will have to be replaced.
Many who were able to return to their homes yesterday discovered they've lost everything.
I'm just kind of in a fog. I really don't know what we're going to do, but all you can do is pull up your bootstraps and start over, I guess.
The National Weather Service says historic and catastrophic flooding could continue for the rest of the week for parts of the Central Plains and the upper Midwest as a result of heavy rains and snowmelt. And the mayor in Fargo, North Dakota is also asking residents to help him fill 1 million sandbags to prepare for major flooding in that area as well. DeMarco Morgan, CBS News, Waterloo, Nebraska.
And there's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
We've got the perfect thing to serve on a cheese board with chili or simply to eat as is. What could it be? Stick around. It's coming up next. If you've ever had Alabama firecrackers, then you know what all the hullabaloo is about. These crazy popular saltines are so addictive and so simple to make that we've included a version of them in our Ultimate Recipes Across America cookbook. To make them, all you have to do is place some ranch dressing mix in a resealable plastic storage bag, along with a bit of crushed red pepper, garlic and onion powder, and a little vegetable oil. Now we mix this well, add in a couple of sleeves of saltine crackers, and shake it up. By the way, make sure you shake the bag gently so you don't break up the crackers or you'll end up with Alabama firecracker crumbs. Also, locals will tell you to let the crackers sit overnight so that all the flavors really soak in. If you make a big batch today, you can have them on hand whenever you need something surprisingly good. And although they're the perfect go-along with soups and chili, I like them best on their own, as a snack. To get the recipe for our Alabama firecrackers, all you have to do is go online. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a snackable Southern way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, the last day of winter. Partly sunny one, not bad outside. Meteorologist Chris Reese has your first alert forecast when we come back. Great. Checking Wall Street at the noon hour, the Dow Industrial's up 155 points. The NASDAQ up 47. The S&P 500 gaining 16.5 points at the noon hour. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee. Looks like we made it. Last day of winter.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. And with the sunshine out there, it really does feel like the last day of winter. So keep your fingers crossed that we're going to continue to see that sunshine. I was just talking with somebody here around the office. There's still a lot of snow up in northern Wisconsin, and that is ultimately hopefully going to dissipate pretty quickly. That water's got to go somewhere, make it a whole lot easier for it to go someplace if that frost would continue to be drawn out of Wisconsin. Kind of following up on that national story about all the weather devastation, particularly in states like Nebraska. Nebraska. I just got an update that the Farm Equipment Association is going to partner up with Nebraska Farm Implements and try to provide some relief for those farmers that have lost livestock, lost facilities. Now looking at probably a bad winter wheat crop that's going into spring. Also, the cattlemen of Nebraska working together to try to give some relief to those farmers. So farmers, again, nobody's having any fun with these commodity prices, but they still all stick together when somebody comes under pressure like that. So today, the Federal Reserve, day number one of a two-day meeting, they're actually talking about whether interest rates are going to go up or whether the Fed will actually cut it to try to stimulate the economy, since these trade deals are not popping into place quite as fast as we might have thought. That being said, our markets are mixed on the midday. Today, barrel cheese up 1 3/4 at $1.51. 40-pound block cheese is up 2 1/4 at $1.58 1/4. While AA butter today is down 1/2 cent at $2.28 a pound. And fluid milk contract up until just a minute ago was on a real tear. All of a sudden, the April milk was up like 29 cents. So hopefully that's the kind of positive news that they'll try to hang on to through the close. But yeah, like I said, Mark, it's not fun out there because of the economics of agriculture right now, but it still does make you feel good when somebody's up into problems with Mother Nature. All the farmers seem to still come together. I just hope that the weather just keeps sunshiny and warm and help make things go a little bit better out there.
Yeah, the poor folks in Nebraska and Iowa, it is bad out there.
Man, yeah, unbelievable.
All right, better days ahead, let's hope.
That's right.
All right,
That's
Pam,
right.
thank you. Let's check in now with Chris Reese over in the Weather Center, where things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, they really are, especially for the last day of winter. I think a lot of us are enjoying the sunshine that we do have outside. In fact, let's go ahead and show you how things are shaping up from our Edgewater sky camera. A few decorator clouds outside, but still plenty of blue out on the horizon, making for a very enjoyable Tuesday here in South Central Wisconsin. Temperature-wise, at this noontime hour, temperatures are really doing pretty well. 46 right now for our friends over in Janesville. Boscobel at 47, even Lone Rock at Mineral Point, both in the mid-40s. And a lot of us are seeing those temperatures into the middle 40s. We're at 43 right now in Madison, and the winds are calm as well. That means any sunshine that is actually able to hit you feels really good because there's not any wind chill to blow that away. Although we do have a wind chill of 39. But still, it's a great day outside. Temperatures are still going to be coming up a couple more degrees as well. We should top out right around 50 into the afternoon, coming back down into the 40s by dinner time. And it's going to be a struggle to really get those lows to actually drop below freezing tonight. There's some cloud cover that could work its way on in here. If we can keep those temperatures or get that cloud cover in here quick enough, it might actually keep some of those temperatures above freezing overnight tonight. But we're forecasting a low of 31, which is still 5 degrees above where we should be for our normal lows. Our forecast high of 50 is also 6 degrees above where we should be for our typical normal high. So overall, it is going to be a warmer day, but we're between systems right now. One system to the north, another one to the south. The good news is this weak little cold front that's coming on through here should actually help push one system to the south, but we will have to watch for cloud cover and perhaps a shower or two into Wednesday. But I do think for the most part, we're going to be staying dry, especially as high pressure begins to take over our forecast once again towards the end of the week. Again, 50 degrees this afternoon. We'll cool down into the lower 30s tonight. And then into tomorrow, we'll watch that cloud cover as temperatures probably keep things into the upper 40s for a day before going back into the 50s. But tomorrow's also another significant day because spring officially begins at 4:58 p.m. tomorrow. That's something known as the vernal equinox that is going to take place right here in, well, not just in Wisconsin, but really the world as a whole. This is when you get an equal amount of daylight for the entire world, both 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime for everyone as a whole, no matter what latitude you are at. And so that is when our days begin to get longer as we work our way into the summer, and temperatures gradually get warmer as well. We're going to be seeing those temperatures warm up, perhaps 60 by the weekend. Some rain chances do come next week, but for the most part, this week is going to be dry other than the chance of a shower tomorrow.
Looking good.
Looking fantastic for now. Hopefully it stays that way.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Coming up on News 3 Now at noon, dietitian Michelle Swader is here. I'm sorry, Michelle. To answer your diet and health questions, the number 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this. Dietitian Michelle Swader is here taking your health and diet questions at 270-9933. Good to see you.
Hello, nice to
We
see you.
have alternative, healthy, protein-filled snacks here.
Yes. One of the best things you can do to improve your diet is eat less sugar and less processed flours. The problem is a lot of the snacks have traditionally contained those. But fortunately, some of the food companies are starting to make things that are actually a little bit more what we can actually use to make a healthy snack or to make part of a healthy lunch or dinner.
Things like what?
So one of the new interesting things that is come out on the market are baked cheese products. And basically it is just cheese that they've baked till it's dried and crispy.
Oh, like Cheetos? No.
Not really like Cheetos, but yeah. So they're crunchy and salty like Cheetos, but the ingredients are cheese.
Like, it's just regular cheese?
Yep, it's just cheese that's been baked until it's basically dehydrated and crispy. They come in different forms.
Right.
Some are small crackers. Some are kind of like the old-fashioned cheese balls that we used to eat as kids. Some are shaped like a granola bar. So it's a very good treat for people who like and miss their potato chips and crackers.
And there's always cheese, too. I mean.
Right, there's regular cheese, too. But a lot of times if people are eating too much cheese, they miss that texture. They want something crunchy.
This one's got an egg in it?
Yeah, so a lot of companies are starting to come out with protein packs. So mixtures of eggs and meat and cheese and nuts. And some of them do have crackers, but for the people who want to be super low carb, there you can find some without crackers as well.
All right, and we got this protein water. This is something new.
Yeah, so for people who maybe want some extra protein, don't want anything really sugary, that's got the same amount of protein as a couple of eggs. And it's not necessarily that milky flavor that you would get in a lot of the old-fashioned protein shakes. So it basically tastes like a mixed berry juice. There's lemonade flavor.
Well, 30% of protein for the day.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, that could replace your breakfast like a lot of people do with protein shakes anyway. This is just a different take on it.
So lots of alternatives out there.
Lots of alternatives. The next time you're at the grocery store, take a couple extra minutes and look around.
All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with Linda in Barneveld. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
I'm wondering about the cooking of eggs. I'm so tired of scrambled eggs, and I was cooking them easy over, and a friend of mine said, oh, you know, you got to make sure that the yolk is hard when you cook it. Can you cook an egg where the yolk is runny, or is that a problem?
Well, the concern with the runny yolk and the runny white is basically a food safety issue. So if the yolk is cooked through and the white is cooked through, that's going to make it less likely that you would get any salmonella problem. So food safety-wise is basically your concern. It's an important concern. If you feel really confident and you're cooking pretty cleanly, and that's the way you like eggs, you can do the sunny side up in the runny yolks, but you are safer to cook them all the way through.
It's not a nutrition issue, it's a safety issue.
Right, either scrambled or over hard.
All right, let's go to Beverly in Arlington. Hi, Beverly, what's your question?
I would like to know what kind of probiotics to buy and what brand and what strength.
Well, that's a very big question. There are two very common ones on the market. There's Florigen and Align. Those are general products. They have a couple different types of probiotics, and most people do well with those. If you do have a gastrointestinal issue that is more specific and more extreme, then you might want to consult your doctor. You might need something a little more specific to your problem.
Okay, big area, big field.
Yes, big and still growing by quite a bit.
All right, we are out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Michelle will talk to you off the air. Thanks for the snacks.
You're welcome.
We'll have one final check of your forecast. Here's Chris.
We head into the first day of spring tomorrow, and temperatures are going to be going in a great direction for us. In fact, most of the country is expecting to see above average temperatures as we go through the next 6 to 10 days. For us, a shot at 60 towards the weekend.
Looking good. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.